While I was sitting in my basement late last night playing Chrono Trigger on my mini SNES, Big Tony Bambino and his family barged in. You see, I owe the Italian mafia quite a bit of money due to my crippling gacha addiction. Bambino informed me that if I do not make FTL or FTL adjacent content soon, I'm going to be sleeping with the fishes in the Cuyahoga River. Not the nice part, but the part that goes through Cleveland. And much like a Vec, I can't swim. And so, for 2 Saudi Real, you can unlock the Rusting Hulks, mechs specializing in making natural disasters far, far worse. And if there are no natural disasters to begin with, well, they can artificially create them. Yeah. Nice. Now, who would have the vision to make such mechs? Why, it's the RTS Corporation, led by Arch-Lich Jessica Kern, who is by far my favorite CEO. Always yelling and complaining at you when you do the mildest thing wrong. Well, I suppose when the only literature available to people is Dune and the Book of Baal, combined with a region that was perfectly terraformed to make sure its people's lives were a living hell, you either revert to being Amish or create a corporate structure that truly cares about its workers. Oh, and smoke. We should talk about smoke. These mechs interact with smoke, and they make smoke. If a mech of yours walks into smoke, it may not attack. However, if an enemy, a Vec, gets pushed into smoke, well, all of a sudden their attack is cancelled. You can move out of smoke, and mosquitoes often generate it. However, in this case, it's good for you. And we'll get to why in a little bit. Alrighty, let's begin with the Jet Mech, which is not really a mech, it's just a jet. It's a Yakalov Yak 30. It can fly, it's brute class, it has 2 HP and 4 move, and is equipped with aerial bombs. It essentially allows you to leapfrog over an enemy and drop a bomb upon them that deals 1 damage and creates smoke. For 2 reactor, you can upgrade this to +1 damage, and for 2 reactor, you can give it +1 range. So, you can leapfrog over 2 Vec, dealing 1 damage to each, or 2 depending on your upgrade, and smoke them out twice as well. Hahaha, nice. Also, you can still decide to jump over 1 if you want. Don't worry, you're not locked into 2 tiles. Thank goodness. Next, the Pulse Mech. This is a science class mech with 3 HP and 4 movement. It is equipped with Repulse, which allows you to push adjacent tiles away from you. For 1 reactor, you can shield yourself, and for 2 reactor, you can shield a fellow ally or a building that's repulsed. And finally, we have our favorite piece of artillery, the Rocket Mech. It is a ranged class mech with 3 HP and 3 movement, and is equipped with Rocket Artillery, which causes the mech to fart out a bit of smoke behind it, and then is able to fire in a straight line, however not right in front of it. Its rocket deals 2 damage and pushes the Vec, or friendly mech if you're insane, back by 1 tile. For 2 reactor, you can give it +1 damage, and for 2 reactor, you can give it +1 damage. So you could potentially make this thing very beefy. But this mech's a little special. This is what the RTS Corporation was working on. This is the hostile work environment that they want to create. The Storm Generator. All smoke now deals 1 damage to foes, and for 3 reactor, you can upgrade it to +1 damage. So with this, let's talk about each mech real quick and decent upgrades. So Jet Mech, right? The ×2 leapfrog ability is fantastic. More smoke equals more blocked attacks, right? Especially if you do it in front of buildings, because then you're screening off the enemies from pathing to them, because, generally Vec won't walk right into a dust storm if they're able to, giving you more control over the board. And along with that too, being able to fly and being super fast is really nice for blocking off emerging Vec. Pulse Mech, right? The shield yourself, people claim it's really good. You have 3 health, that's quite a bit. But shielding friendly units, especially buildings, can be extremely handy in a pinch. I do not believe that I did it in any of my footage because I'm a fool sometimes, but sometimes your pulse isn't very good. You're going to push a Vec or a mech into a building and damage it. However, being able to shield said building and not push the Vec away, well, they can just deal damage to it and it's fine. Absolutely brilliant for tactics. Also, don't forget, you can push Vec into water or push Vec onto emerging Vecs to block them. But most importantly, you can also push Vec into smoke to cancel out their attack. And the more smoke you have, the easier this is. And to that, we get to the rocket mech, which has very good damage. However, what I want to look at is creating the smoke behind it, because I didn't appreciate this when I first started playing. This is a very good ability, especially, well, if you have them out front. And here's the thing, unlike most artillery mechs, which have like basically 2 HP, this has 3. So it wants to get into the thick of things, and you know, Vec behind it will shoot behind you, and suddenly they're in a cloud of smoke. Attack canceled, and they'll take 1 chip damage. Pretty good. And this is a super versatile thing. Get all that smoke onto the battlefield, get the Vec, Okay, essentially this. As I was talking about before, if you smoke in front of buildings, Vec pathing gets a little screwed up and they gotta take more creative routes, allowing you to control and cause chip damage because you're gonna cancel out their attacks. But here's the thing. This mech team, even without that, is extremely killy on its own. Push mechs into pit. Wait, no, don't push mechs into pit. Push the Vec into pits, into water, whatever, into smoke. Cause them to take constant chip damage, or essentially just annihilate them turn 1. By dealing a bunch of damage and then blocking off emerging Vec. This mech team can control the board super quickly just because they're extremely fast compared to most mech teams. And you know, buckled with the extra health, it allows you to be really bold with them. Okay, what should have been playing during all of this, if Sam is intelligent, which hopefully he is a boss battle I did, where I killed the boss first turn, and then just locked down the rest of the board, annihilating any Vec that came up. This mech team is absolutely insano style after you played around with it and know what you're doing. The boss stood no chance, the Vex stood no chance. These are good mechs, very good. Hello, welcome back to the tier list. I have made a new image for the Rusting Hulks. I think that it properly encapsulates basically everything that they're about. Oh no, not this shenanigans again. So, let's talk about them. This mech team's a little special to me, right? Because I had no idea what I was doing for maybe my first 4 runs with them, and I sucked. And I was like, alright, is it the mech team or is it me? As it turns out, it was me. Something clicked, right? Between how fast they are and, well, the fact that you can just lock down the board with them. Like I said, you saw me defeat that boss. It was no problem. This mech team's actually incredible once you realize, well, that speed and tanking power is really good. That's something a lot of mech teams don't really have. They have to rely on their, brute class to take up most of the damage, while their fragile science class and artillery don't do much. This team, not like that at all. They are tanks. They're not afraid to get up front. They're not afraid to lock down the board. And goodness gracious, it's nice to have smoke. Especially when that smoke deals 1 chip damage every turn, potentially 2. They're fantastic. Speed and bulk make for awesome mech. Yeah, they're the first awesome class tier, and I feel no need to change the name of awesome, unlike I did with Sucks and a certain unfortunate mech team that will remain unnamed for this exact moment. Hello there, Editing Sam here. I would like to thank everyone who got through my inane and insane ramblings and finished this video. I truly do appreciate it. I apologize if it was a little dry, as I have spent all week eating turkey and playing Chrono Trigger on my mini SNES. In the future, I will do my best to control my lust for poultry. And with that, I would like to thank all of my wonderful Ko-Fi sponsors, all of which do not exist and are merely in my head. You're all truly wonderful. Along with that, if you'd like to talk to me, join my Discord. We do a voice chat every Monday, and you can get to hear my insane ramblings and me descending into madness live. It's pretty cool. But with that, more great videos to come, and I will see you all in the next one.